Good morning to everybody. Thanks for joining today's NMAX TV. I'd like to talk on the cloud computing and in the context of NMAX. You know that NMAX has the 7 technology forces, which I've been telling for many months. This is a 5th generation technology stack. First generation is the mainframe technologies, the second generation mini computer technologies, third generation is client server technologies, and fourth generation is internet technologies. In 2000s it started and continuing. And now we are in the era of 5th generation technologies, which includes networks, mobility, analytics, cloud, security, social computing, and sensor technologies. Of course, there are so many other technologies are there, and we believe these 7 technology forces are going to change the game. And now today, I thought I'll share a few of my thoughts on the cloud in the context of NMAX, and then I also request Subrato from our cloud team to share a few thoughts. So now I'm coming to the real aspect of cloud computing. This is called infrastructure as a service. So when I need the supercomputing power today as an individual, I can rent it from some of the computing power providers like Amazon or Rackspace. There are so many other companies today hosting the servers with high capacity and computing power. They are renting it to the organizations and individuals. Now what organizations and individuals are doing is, I can rent a supercomputing power at an affordable price. This is changing the game. Alright, this is one thing. The second one, if I talk about the people who wants to develop any software, a lot of licenses I have to procure, and all, why I should procure those licenses. So there is now a lot of companies renting those IDEs and licenses to individuals and organizations. Even small and mid-sized companies are able to develop innovative software. For example, Microsoft Azure or Force.com, or you have Oracle Fusion Middleware. So there are so many platforms, maybe an Indian company, Orenscape. So they are now renting their platform for developing applications and hosting them on the infrastructure. So these are all the 3 important trends emerging. The beauty here is, number 1, I pay as I go. I don't need to invest initially a capital expenditure for licenses and all, something like that. I pay as I go is very critical here, because it is, if you take an infrastructure, I want a retail company want something like computing capacity this much during peak time, but when the peak time is not there, the computing capacity what they require is only this much. Then accordingly I will pay the money. How much computing capacity I am using in the peak hours, I will pay the money. There I have to pay more money to Amazon or Rackspace or any other providers. And when I am using the low capacity, that's where the Amazon, Rackspace type of companies are building the elasticity in the computing power based on the load, the elasticity, the elastic computing. When the more capacity required, it will be expanded. When the less capacity is required, it will get contrasted. Alright, the next interesting thing in the cloud computing is the, so I talk about software as a service SaaS, I talk about platform as a service PaaS, I have talked about infrastructure as a service, and the last one, maybe there are so many, now as a service, the X as a service, the X could be replaced with software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So as a service is a constant, but a lot of prefixes are coming. Maybe in the last couple of years, the 3 prefixes are popular, like software and platform and infrastructure. There are so many prefixes are coming. Of course, it is very IT industry is too much of jargon industries. So this is one sweet spot what we have to look at as a system integrator. So this is sometimes people also call it as integration as a service, another prefix here. So it's a big organizations. It's not like everything I can rent. So I can rent probably CRM application from Salesforce or a HR application from Workday, and then my complete backbone, all the operations what I have been doing for the last 20 years, 30 years, there are so many hundreds of applications are there. It's not like I am replacing all those applications. They always coexist. Cloud is not going to replace all the applications. There are some applications mandatorily required, which probably gives a competitive advantage, or the processes might be entirely different, where they don't want to just rent it and take the processes available by default. So the integration is a whole segment which we need to look at as a system integrators. how these public clouds like Salesforce, Workday, and the on-premise applications can talk each other, and what is that we do as a system integrator, whether it is process integration or data integration and security and so on and so forth. The too much of complex ecosystem where multiple cloud providers are there and multiple vendors are there and our customer is there. So this is where another sweet spot for us as a system integrator is, can we become an aggregator so that I coordinate with Amazon, I coordinate with Salesforce, I coordinate with Workday, I coordinate with customer, my customer, so that the customer get one single experience. They don't need to get into serious challenges of aggregating all these things and giving one single, probably Mahindra experience, something like that. Okay, so I'll pause here because Subrato is already there. So Subrato, can you share what are the things we are doing in this, I talk about software as a service or a platform as a service, integration as a service, or business process as a service, and few of the sweet spots for the system integrator we can do. Can you throw some light on from our cloud computing practice? What are the offerings we are doing and what partnerships we established?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. And you have already covered the basic utilization of the cloud computing and how it actually building the thread of our NMAX thing with our network mobility analytics cloud and the 3 A's in the social and the other security and areas. Here basically in terms of cloud, definitely we do have multiple solutions in terms of SaaS, IaaS, PaaS, and also the BPaaS part. As you have rightly pointed out that in terms of SaaS, basically customer definitely are looking for a different kind of solution where they would like to minimize the complete licensing thing of different softwares and all. So in short, we can say we at present total Mahindra Cloud from Tech-M and MSAT jointly, we have around 30 plus of solutions in terms of SaaS, IaaS, and PaaS.
Okay, Subrata, just sorry to interrupt. When we say this public cloud, where a lot of things are hosted at the our partners' side, maybe Salesforce or Oracle or Microsoft or any others, Workday, I feel, my personal view, the amount of revenue what we could generate, this is also our sales team have a point like the deal size in this cloud computing is low. The reason is very simple. In the public cloud, a lot of things are done by our partners. So probably they might themselves implement it within their data center. And we as a system integrator, in the public cloud offering perspective, integration as a service is very promising, so that when I go to customer, they are using Workday or they are using Salesforce and I have my own 10 or 5 internal applications are there. There I have probably a very good revenue potential is there because I have to integrate all these things and aggregate that. But a typical, if you take a Salesforce type of a thing where everything is done by Salesforce, then what is that sweet spots our sales case can focus? If you can throw that light, this is a consistent question coming from many people. In the public cloud environment, we'll talk about private cloud where a lot of potential is there for us. So can you throw some light on that? In the public cloud environment, what is that sweet spots for our company to chase in terms of the revenue perspective?
Yeah, basically here I'd point out that our main 3-pillar approach basically, we all know that we can actually work on the infrastructure, we can work on this software as a service or the provided PaaS part. But as a system integrator, basically we are actually playing the complete advisory role in these cases. Because if a client goes to a particular, let's say if the client goes to Amazon, definitely they will be only talking about the Amazon thing and you can see the pros and cons of the Amazon part. But the Mahindra Satyam or Tech Mahindra as a cloud practice, we are actually working as a neutral vendor, as a system integrator, as a neutral vendor, and we are advising to the client that yes, if you are coming that whether your ERP solutions from the X company or the ERP solution from the Y company will be the added advantage, and we are giving the complete, you can say that we are working as a trusted advisor to the customer to guide them to shift from the, you can say, on-premise model to the as-a-service model. And the sweet spot, as you were saying, that the best thing we can say that when we are working as a system integrator, we are having the complete architectural details and we are actually supporting the client on the migrational part, and also we are supporting client for defining any kind of cloud strategy and any kind of TCO analysis on the ROI part.
That's nice. So I think that's very important input for most of our teams. So while we work with our partners like Salesforce or this one, but when you go to the customer, they have a lot of confusion. So what is this cloud computing and what architectural challenges will be there in my existing IT? If currently I have built everything in my own premise and the architectures built are within my firewall, and now I am exposing where I am renting something from outside. So one, I think we as a Mahindra Group can offer the advisory services and consulting, how to migrate from your on-premise to the cloud environment, and architectural changes we can bring in, and so that the sort of applications what we develop in future should be cloud friendly, and existing applications and all those things need to be integrated. So I think this is something, a sweet spot which probably we need to go aggressively.
Just to add on over there, actually from the cloud marketing point of view, we've actually created two processes to reach out to the client, and our sales team already have done for few of the global clients over Europe and Asia region, that we are having a JVD workshop framework, basically the joint value discovery session, where basically through the sales team we are getting connected with the cloud team of the client, and we are trying to get some application landscape or the infrastructure landscape, and we are actually setting up some around 20-25 questions, initial questions for getting the background. And then our senior advisor are going face to face with the client. They're having minimum 4 hours to 6 hours a day-long session. That is basically, you can say, one-on-one, very interactive session with the client team, where we will actually get the input from the client, and from a neutral vendor perspective, we can suggest them that, okay, this will be your roadmap and this will be your cloud strategy, where actually we are following up the impact methodology. So JVD with the impact methodology is one of the very good, you can say, vehicle we can reach out to the client through our sales team.
I think this is a fantastic. I know that this you guys have been doing. I think my message to our sales colleagues is, I think you help us to knock the doors of the customers, and we are here to help you to close the deal. Can I say that it is the right assumption? So we'll come with you. You help us just open the door. We'll come. We'll do the joint value discovery workshop. We'll identify right use cases for cloud, and we help them to create the architecture, the framework, the policies, and how they can integrate the applications and all. So we can help them like a solution selling partner along with the sales team. Is that right assumption, Subrato? Okay. So because in the interest of the time, I think thanks for Subrato for giving I think a lot of clarifications. Probably if required, we can also have very specifically our solutions catalog and what is that we can do. So in the context of the NMAX, now if you look at out of the 7 technology forces, the cloud plays a very vital role. And even I develop mobile social applications or mobile analytics applications or mobile social analytics applications. By the convergence of all these applications, working on cloud is the norm, whether it is a private cloud or a public cloud. So we cannot afford to miss that in this total convergence story. Thank you very much, Subrato, and thank you to the viewers for joining this NMAX TV session. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
I just want to add one thing, that any queries you can send it to cloud@mahindrasatyam.com, or you can just log into our KE portal at CTO Strategic Initiative Cloud.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, friends.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.